In today's show, another game down, get ready for the next. And when should the Crows play? We'll let the fans have their say. Hi, I'm Mark Bickley and welcome to the Crows Show, brought to you by the new tender, crunchy, juicy Jack's fried chicken boneless pieces at Hungry Jack's. Also today, local footy gets its turn in the spotlight.
The Adelaide Hills, alive with the sounds of football. Great to have your company wherever you're watching. The first ever game at Mount Barker Oval, and we're underway.
But first, top 10 draft picks carried the weight of high expectations from coaches and fans alike. Chayce Jones knows that pressure all too well, but his career best game against the Blues proved what he can bring to the team. Today, he returns to Launceston where he starred as a junior and where much of the focus is on the likelihood of a Tasmanian team entering the AFL.
Making back-to-back goals for the Crows. He's got the margin back to 18. Jones does the job. Back to 5 goals.
Definitely was up there for one of my better games this week. And obviously it's nice to have that sort of output for the team, mainly on the wing, like throughout this pre-season, which has been good. I've chopped and changed a little bit, but it's been nice just to settle into a spot for this year and play some good footy, and hopefully I can continue growing.
Under fine line, again Chayce Jones, 21 last week, goal the week before, inside to Laird.
Since my first year I felt a little bit of expectation around that sort of thing, and sometimes it is hard, but you stick with the people at the footy club and the people around you, and all my family back home as well. Like, they're the people that really matter, and I just try and do what's best for me and what's best for the team.
Jones, goal scorer in that second term.
It just takes a little bit of time for your footy attributes to come out and show in game. Sometimes, like, there's players that can come do it round one or their first game, but there's others that take a little bit of time. It's nice to have some mates over and play well as a group, and it's always nice when you can have them in the rooms after the game and sing the song. Tassie people just love their footy. It's one of those things that if they get the team, they'll support it through thick and thin. So I think it'd be a great thing for the Tassie community, and if the AFL, if it happens, then it happens. So it's something that I know my family and friends and stuff back home would just love.
It's great to see Chayce's hard work and persistence paying dividends. Now, the AFL's challenging match fixture means the Crows can have anywhere from 5 to 10 days between games. Whatever the case, players start preparing for their next match the moment the last one finishes. The vital recovery program is overseen by high-performance manager Darren Burgess. Paul Childs reports.
The game's been played and won, but there's little time to celebrate as the players take their road to recovery.
Within sort of 7-8 minutes of the game finishing, we're into the boys about nutrition, about hydration, getting into ice baths and general movement.
We're big on ice baths here, as most people are, so we all jump in straight away, get 10 or 12 minutes in there. That just helps you to recover from the game straight away.
Using ice baths after activity is important to get rid of some of the inflammation that's often built up. The beach, generally we prescribe the next day. Often moving water is better for you, better for your recovery than static water. It's been shown to assist with muscle recovery a little bit more.
Burgess has vast experience in sport, working in the AFL for a long period of time and having a stint with Arsenal in the English Premier League. He understands the physical demands of AFL make it one of the toughest sports in the world to recover from because of the amount of running required, on average 13 kilometres a game, and high-speed collisions.
Replenish your energy stores, little micro damage done to your muscles through tackling and changing direction. Player preference is important as well. If a player really hates the ice bath, we might look at some alternatives. So yeah, certainly from the position that they play, some of our inside midfielders will get a different recovery than some of our outside players who haven't had as much body contact. They're pretty switched on with recovery regardless of whether it's a 5-day or a 10-day break. Rather than say, you know what, take it easy on recovery this week because we've got 10 days, We still keep the same principles of recovery so that we can train a little bit harder during that 10-day period.
But in the end, it all comes down to being a professional. And even younger players are quick to understand just how important recovery is.
Whether they come through the 18s with that knowledge or not, but pretty much all of our 1 to 3 year boys are incredibly professional when it comes to recovery. Basically, if you get it wrong early in the week, it catches up with you later in the week and you can't perform at your best, so it's paramount.
Boy, how things have changed. The hardest part of our recovery was getting up early on a Sunday morning for training. Stay with us. After the break, we examine the long-term benefits of a highly successful gather round. Welcome back. Community football is set to be one of the big winners from Gather Round. The Premier has indicated already that he's prepared to invest heavily in local footy ovals and facilities now the festival has been confirmed for another 3 years. And the SANFL admits there's much to be done, as we learn in this report thanks to Bendigo Bank.
Putting pressure on government, local government, state government, federal government to work with us to get our facilities up to scratch. We still know that there's over 75% of facilities throughout the state that don't cater adequately for female play and female umpires. So we've got a lot of work to do in that space. We've seen some really good facility developments over the last 5 years, and there's a lot of work to be done. As we want to grow the game, and particularly as we get more and more females, young girls playing the game, our facilities become critical. We need more ovals, change room facilities, umpires facilities to be significantly improved. From a SANFL perspective, our clubs working with their local councils have done an amazing job. Norwood's facility is first class, with the lights up to 1200 lux, new coaches boxes, new media facilities. The facilities for fans are really, really good, and most importantly, the change room facilities, gym area and stuff for players gives them an opportunity to develop and see those young players that come through that club and get to the highest level they possibly can. We've seen the same at Sturb, and we've got to work with West Adelaide and South Adelaide and the councils and local and the government there to see some major upgrades which are desperately required at both Richmond and down in Noongar.
Well, it was pleasing to see Jordan Butts recommit to the Crows for another 3 years. He'll soon play his 50th game, and already it's a career with many highlights. But he does have one favourite moment, as he told Ben Keys in their coffee catch-up, thanks to Jack's Cafe at Hungry Jack's.
Huge thank you to Hungry Jack's for all their support. We really appreciate what you do for the club. I'm really excited about this one today, guys. I've got one of my favourite teammates in Jordan Butts. Jordan, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Good, thanks, Keezy. How are you?
I'm very good, thanks, mate. Very excited to talk to you. Tell us a bit about your background. Where were you drafted from? Or where are you from in Australia?
Yeah, so I spent most of my childhood in Shepparton. Grew up in Shepparton. It's just about 2 hours north of Melbourne, out in the country. Played for my local club, Shepparton Bears, throughout my whole juniors, and played a bit at Murray Bushrangers in the TAC Cup program, and found myself on a list in Adelaide.
You arrived at the club with 2 other guys that you now live with in Lachlan Scholl and Will Hamill. It's a bit of a crazy household at times. Can you tell us a little bit about Scholly and Hamill and what that's like living with them?
Yeah, we gel together along really well. We somehow keep the household together, and we don't bicker. We don't bicker too much and all that sort of stuff. So.
Butsy, since coming to the team, mate, you've had some awesome moments on the field. Can you tell us a little bit about your favourite Crows moment?
Favourite Crows moment, there's a lot to pick from. I've got a few. Obviously, debut, obviously pretty special. First win as well a couple of weeks later. So those 2 games probably stick out the most. And also, you can't forget the showdown. My first showdown win with Jay Dorse kicking the goal after the siren.
Good one. Butsy, thanks so much for coming on, mate. Really appreciate chatting to you.
Beautiful. Cheers, Keezy. Thanks for having me.
Jordan continues the Crows' great strike rate from the rookie list. Well, there's one person in the Crows camp who knows today's opponent better than most. We'll catch up with him shortly. Each week on the Crows Show, Flight Centre flies us around the country to check out our next opponent. Well, the opening bounce against Hawthorn is not far away, and someone who has more than the usual interest in the Hawks is a former administrator and now Crows CEO, Tim Silvers. And given that Hawthorn is sponsored by the Tasmanian government, he's certainly aware of the central issues in Tasmania's push to join the AFL.
Yeah, I was at the Hawthorn Footy Club for a long period of time, and the deal with Hawthorn was struck early in 2001, so it's been over 20 years of success in what is a heartland footy state. It increased from 2 games to 4 games, I think, in the mid-2000s, and that club was so well supported, had terrific crowds for a long period of time. I was playing 4 games, had close to 10,000 of their own members, so it's a unique venue. It's a wonderful surface. It's got some interesting wind patterns. It can be pretty cold down there, so it's been a challenge for opposing teams. And you know, we're in good form, but we can't take this team too lightly because they are very difficult to beat down there. If we want this game to be truly national, we need to support that Tasmania in their quest for a footy team, and the AFL are driving that. Like I said before, that we think they deserve it. If we want to be truly national, let's play footy in Tasmania week to week.
A commanding victory, a 56-point win for Adelaide.
Positive feel around the place. We've won 3 games in a row. It's been terrific. You know, we're getting some reward for our effort. Since the showdown, we think we've been progressively building, and the Thursday night launching Gather Round to beat Carlton, who are a really genuine contender on a national stage, was really rewarding for the club.
Last year, the club achieved a near record membership of around 63,000. In 2023, we aim to go even higher. Remember, the best way to see your team is at Adelaide Oval with a Crows membership. And there are plenty of options available, so check out the offers at crowsmembership.com.au. Now, we know that after the Crows' big win over Carlton, players were given an extra day off, which raises the question, what do they do with themselves? With the help of Jones Radiology, let's get a clearer picture of how one player relaxes away from the game.
Hey guys, it's Josh Worrell, and here's 3 things that I like to get up to outside of footy. So first off, got me and the boys travelling in Europe, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. Had a group of 6 of us, me, Schoenberg, James Rowe, Luke Pedlers, Hanbury and Nick Murray, and yeah, we went around, did a little tour and got up to a fair bit of mischief, but yeah, had a lot of fun, which was good. And yeah, it was good. We were training a fair bit and came back in pretty good nick, so I'd say I'd go away with those boys again. While we were over there, we got to manage to go to a EPL game. We got to go to Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspurs, and yeah, it was an absolute cracker. It was a game Ronaldo walked off, so no, it was a pretty pivotal moment in Manchester United's history, I'd say. Here's another photo of me and my dog. She's a little bit of a menace, got her about a year and a bit ago. She takes up a fair bit of my time, taking her for walks and whatnot, and yeah, she's been a great part, a great addition to the family. She's a golden retriever, so yeah, she's very cute, but yeah, like I said, gets up to a bit of mischief. My final photos with my partner Paige and my brother Brody. Yeah, get along with my younger brother very well, and obviously my partner's moved over here about 3 years ago, so it's good to have her over here. And then obviously I've got 2 older brothers who aren't in the photo, which I get along with really well as well. Thanks for watching. That's what I get up to away from football.
Here's a question. At what time do you prefer to watch the Crows? We'll hear what some of you have to say shortly. The AFL is in the process of finalising the fixture for the final 9 rounds of the season, placing games into time slots. By packing out Adelaide Oval to launch Gather Round and playing an attractive and winning style of play, the Crows have staked a claim for more national free-to-air games in prime time. So we thought we'd ask you, the fans, when you prefer to see the team play.
So when do you like watching the Crows play?
Saturday night, because it's dark and the Adelaide Oval atmosphere is awesome.
Probably on a Friday night after work, start the weekend off right.
Yeah, and why would you prefer Friday night rather than Saturday night?
So then the wind's over and I don't have to stress the rest of the weekend.
Anytime actually, because now I'm retired, I'm happy to come. So if the Crows want to play every second night, I'll be here. All right.
And do you prefer night games or day games?
Actually, I don't mind the late afternoon, early evening games. I think that's, good time.
So when's your favourite time to watch the Crows?
I like watching them at night.
Yeah,
me too.
And why do you like the night games better?
I just like the atmosphere and the lights and
and like no one's like working really at night and like no one's at school. So it's better and everyone can watch it.
I like Saturday night games.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday night, prime time, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Beauty.
In the evenings.
And why?
Because I'm always busy during the day with the grandkids and that, and he's asleep and I can watch the footy.
So when's your favourite time to watch the Crows play?
Probably a Friday night or a Saturday night.
And why do you prefer the night games?
I'm usually busy during the day. I am retired, but I'm usually busy either going out somewhere or gardening or something else. I'd rather just come in later and watch it, yes.
And do you like the atmosphere a bit better when it's a night game?
Yes. Yeah, the Crows don't get to play many night games this year. They've got a lot of games in the afternoon, but anyway, I'm usually here when the home ones anyway.
I reckon night games, there's more atmosphere.
And is there a Friday, Saturday night that you prefer?
Saturday nights are better.
Yeah, and why?
I don't know, just better crowd, better feel, yeah.
The AFL expects to announce the season's complete fixture in mid to late May. Okay, while we're focusing on the fans, it's time to find our crow in the crowd. And the footy has certainly been putting smiles on plenty of faces. So let's settle on you. If you recognise yourself, email Face in the Crowd at afc.com.au with photo ID to claim your prize of 2 tickets to Toyota's exclusive Hilux Hill at Adelaide Oval. As we touched on earlier, community football is the game's lifeblood. So with Toyota's help, we're asking you to provide a highlight from your local match. If you record a special moment, simply email your entry to crowshow@afc.com.au to be in the running to win a Crows merchandise pack. It's as easy as that. With local footy comps now underway, we look forward to seeing what you've got. Before we go, let's return briefly to our chat with Chayce Jones, the Tassie boy who now calls Adelaide home.
Every year, I don't even think I have to look at this draw. I think I get sent about 15 text messages saying we're playing in Tassie, so.
Chayce was the 224th player to wear the Crows Guernsey. You can learn all about those before him by visiting the Crows History Locker at crowshistory.afc.com.au. These change rooms here at Adelaide Oval remember the club's many wonderful players, so check out their great stories. Before we go, congratulations to Max Michaelini on his Rising Star nomination. Well, that just about wraps up today's show. Thanks for your company, and I look forward to joining you again next Sunday before the SANFL game on 7. Bye for now, and go the Crows. This show has been brought to you by the new tender, crunchy, juicy Jack's fried chicken boneless pieces at Hungry Jack's.